Introducing the Dark Horse, a thrilling evolution of the already spectacular Ford Mustang Mach-1. And let's not forget, the Mach-1 was already setting the pace as the quickest contender in our Lightning Lap LL2 category, for cars under $75,000, making it a stellar starting point. While the exterior and interior have seen some changes, it's under the hood where the real magic happens. Lift that hood, and you'll find the unmistakable 5.0 emblem proudly displayed above the double overhead cam 32-valve V8, now equipped with brand new dual throttle body intakes that gracefully snake down to larger openings in the bumper. Building upon the enhancements also found in the GT, the Dark Horse's engine benefits from forged connecting rods borrowed from the GT 500. When combined with beefier camshafts and finely tuned engine calibration, the result is an impressive 500 horsepower output, matching the potency of the 2007 GT 500, which boasted a supercharged 5.4-liter V8. This transformation is nothing short of thrilling. As for the transmission, the 6-speed manual is the one to have. Consider it your patriotic duty when you're behind the wheel of a rear-drive V8-powered American muscle car. Following in the footsteps of its predecessor, a transmission divergence exists between the GT and the track-focused trim levels. While the GT still wields the trusty Getrag Mount 82, the Dark Horse opts for the Tremec TR 3160, borrowed from the Mach-1 and the dearly departed Shelby GT 350. Regardless of your choice, both transmissions offer automatic rev matching, which can be disabled, and the exhilarating option of no lift shifting, allowing you to keep the pedal to the metal during swift upshifts. But if you're willing to sacrifice a bit of hands-on driving pleasure, the 10-speed automatic, $1,595, promises quicker acceleration and lap times. If what you've heard so far feels reminiscent of the Mach-1, that's because it absolutely is. There have been a few tweaks, including beefier anti-roll bars, unique chassis tuning, and a handful of upgrades, seen across the entire Mustang lineup. These enhancements encompass a quicker steering ratio, and an overall boost in structural rigidity. While the standard fitment consists of 19-inch Pirelli P0 PZ4s, sized at 255/40 in the front and 275/40 in the rear, the real game changer comes in the form of the new Pirelli Trofeo RS tires, available as part of the optional handling package, $4,995. These performance marvels measure a formidable 305/30 up front and 315/30 at the rear. You might recall the Trofeo R, a tire that famously adorned the McLaren Senna and the Camaro Z/28. The RS is a progressive evolution of that design, prioritizing extreme traction without sacrificing longevity. Similarly, although tire grip remains a constant companion, the steering leaves something to be desired in terms of conveying essential feedback during turn-ins and mid-corner adjustments. While the steering wheel offers a direct and precise connection to where it's pointed, it falls short in revealing much about the front tire's behavior. Instead, you rely on your instincts to gauge their limits and interpret the road's texture, often through the subtle cues transmitted via your ears, unless, of course, you're too busy being serenaded by the thunderous exhaust note, or by the sensations you feel through the seat of your pants. On the upside, the Torsen limited slip rear differential effortlessly channels power to the pavement, and the Dark Horse proves rather forgiving when you push it to its boundaries. In track mode, Ford's advanced track stability control system allows for just the right amount of slip, providing a reassuring safety net that both newcomers to the track and experienced drivers can appreciate, particularly on the Roval circuit, where solid walls are the backdrop of choice instead of expansive runoff areas. It's a helpful tool to lean on, even for those taking their first steps on this challenging track. Let's address some minor quibbles. Firstly, neither the standard seats nor the optional Recaro ones, $1,650, offer enough lateral support for those with slimmer frames. So, you might find yourself considering a knee pad or risking the occasional knee bruising encounter with the unyielding door armrest. Secondly, for those less attuned to the art of mechanical finesse, the manual's no-lift shifting feature might come across as a tad leisurely. Ford representatives explain that this is by design, aimed at maintaining stability when you're managing some steering input. However, some of us would prefer the freedom to execute those shifts ourselves in the midst of a corner and aim for lightning-quick gear changes on the straights. Lastly, here's a quirky observation: in the track mode gauge cluster setup, the tachometer adopts a bar-style design that extends all the way to 9,000 revolutions per minute, even though you'll be shifting around 7,000 revolutions per minute. This results in about 2 inches of redundant red bar staring back at you, which, let's face it, is a bit perplexing. The Dark Horse boasts a starting price of $60,865, which includes the destination charge and a $1,300 gas guzzler tax. This price point positions it just a notch below where a fully loaded Mach 1, equipped with its handling package, Recaro seats, and a handful of additional options, ultimately lands. And, much like its Mach 1 sibling, the Dark Horse demonstrates its prowess on the track while offering an enjoyable driving experience on the open road.